What is going on, all my weekend golfers? This is your man Calvin here, the host of the Weekend Golfer podcast, as well as the man behind the content of the whole Weekend Golfer. Hope you guys have been having a great season thus far in your golf game. You're improving, you're getting better. First and foremost, if you guys have been liking the content that's been coming out, I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe to the channel. Where you are watching this video right now, you know you might as well go ahead and subscribe, right? Like, you're watching this video. If you're not subscribed, probably need to go ahead and do that. However, today is not one of those specific videos, but today is a very, very exciting day because today we have something new coming to the bag. And so, like you guys have already seen, we have improved the bag a little bit. We've upgraded our driver to the QI10 driver. We have also upgraded our 3-wood from the old M2 TaylorMade to the QI10. So we have already started working on the bag. The next piece is one of the bigger overhauls for the bag this year. It's going to be the irons. So super excited about these irons. I have not even seen them yet, so you guys are going to get the raw full response from me and like the full reaction, I guess, per se. The full reaction to them. The boxes are laying right here. I'm not showing you guys them just yet because I want you to just be, I want to take this all in. Like, I want to take this all in. But super excited. New irons and wedges coming to the golf bag this year, which will be included into the 2026 What's in the Bag. So I'll give you guys a full overhaul of that coming soon, very as well on the range, as we're going to be able to track and see how these new clubs perform. But nonetheless, it's time to crack these boxes open. So if you are excited about what is possibly in these boxes, if you want to even possibly guess as to what brand it is, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Make sure you like, and again, you subscribe to the channel because more content is coming. We got new irons. That means course vlogs have to come, right? We've already started a little bit, but course vlogs are coming out. So without further ado, let's open these boxes. But first, drum roll for what club do you think that I went with, or what brand do you think I went with? As we're drum rolling, we're going to open up box number 1 and... All right, so first and foremost, how did we get to this point? Well, as you guys know, previously, I was in the process of wanting to upgrade my clubs that I've had probably since like 2012, honestly. Well, roughly like 2017, actually, now that I think about it, because I got them like a year or two after I graduated college. But how we got to this point is that we did our due diligence. So I went up to Club Champion here in Charlotte and went to do a full iron fitting. We went through a lot of different irons. We started off with the P790s, hit a few with that just to kind of gauge some stuff. We tried a whole bunch of different shafts. We then moved on to the Ping I540s. Hit those really well. Those were probably sitting at the top compared to the 790s at that point. And then we moved to some Mizuno irons, and I think we moved to a Callaway Apex iron. So we tried a lot of different brands, just to kind of get a feel, different shafts, different grip length, sizes, everything. So we went through the whole 9. And at the end of it, it seemed like the Ping I540s were going to be the best head for me. But the specs, the guy that I was working with, Landon, shout out to him. We were putting all of it together through the specs of everything that was going to be done. So like it was the irons being pushed, I think, a degree heavier than what they were. And then having the shafts being at about 110 grams, I believe. Which my shafts that I've been currently playing in the RSIs have been 90. So that was interesting to be able to needed to add, some more gram weight to the shafts as well. And then, a little bit bigger grip. So doing 2 layers of tape instead of just the 1, 2 layers of tape right before, that's like the middle ground before we got to the mid-sized grip. We did the full fitting. Obviously we kind of got to the end of it, looked at the price. They're doing their full customization, their full process. The price was a little bit up there, more than what I was wanting to pay. But I definitely still saw the benefit in the fitting. So I do recommend always go get a fitting. I do want to do more fittings as far as like with maybe a ball, or like just kind of doing that on my own to see what ball works best. Do I need more spin? Do I need less spin? So just kind of paying attention to those details. But we did the full iron fitting. I basically just paid for that fitting, got all the specs that I needed, and then, did my online research and my shopping for myself to eventually get to where we are today. So now that you first and foremost just have the entire backstory as to how we got to this point, now we'll open the boxes. So excited. We have irons and wedges that we have upgraded. My current iron set was 4 to pitch and wedge. I did the same thing with these brand set, with this brand and this set of irons. I did 4 to pitch and wedge as well. But I realized in my fitting that I wanted to probably switch to having 4 irons because I realized I only was carrying 13 clubs. So we actually have, now we're going to have a total of 4 irons with a pitch and wedge, 2 gap wedges, and we'll talk about them and everything. But these are also custom built. These were custom designed by myself for me, how I wanted them. Let's get into it. So, first and foremost, we have the box, and I hope that you guys have put in what you think it might be. I know I'm dragging this along, but it's kind of on purpose. But without further ado, the brand that I chose, after all the things I went through, after the fitting, after everything that we checked in, all the research, all that good stuff. And again, do your research before you start buying stuff. I went ahead and decided to settle with, if you can tell, Vice Golf. So, Vice Golf, they have been out since December 12th of 2012. Ironically enough, number 12 is actually one of my favorite numbers. So I think it is very fitting that they started on 12-12-12. But went with the Vice irons and the wedges. I'm super excited about it. Have already started using Vice golf balls just to kind of see how they feel. They've been responding pretty well. Last time I played out on the course, I played with some Vice golf balls, the Vice Tours actually. But went with the Vice and did a fully customization of these. I'm not sure which box this one is. It feels a little bit lighter, so maybe it is possibly the wedges. But let's crack into this thing and see what we got here. Oh, I need to do the top line. There we go. All right. Okay. So we'll pull out the magic box here. All right, nothing's in there. We can toss that. And so I've seen obviously all the things. The top line says embrace your vice at Vice Golf, and then of course Wonderkin. And if most of you don't know, I'll put the definition down below. But a Wonderkin is basically somebody who was very successful at a young age, meaning that Vice Golf has been very successful or plans to be very successful, being only a young company that has only been out for a little over 10 years at this point now. So, but here we go. We are opening our first box to see. Ooh. All right. So these are the wedges. If you guys can see, I did do some customization. Well, I did customization with all of them, but these are 4 of the wedges that I have outside, which I'm to guess if you count a pitch and wedge, I'm carrying technically 5. But these are the wedges here. So we'll pull out the first wedge. I love the design of this box. So all right, so this is the pink. I did this color primarily for my daughter. Pink is her favorite color. Oh, I like the grip on this thing too. This is nice. So pink grip. Grip has 2 layers of tape. We went with the 105 gram shaft and the VG Wedge 01. And so we have the pink ferrule, the pink grip, but it also matches, if you guys can see, we have the pink design here and the pink 50 as well. So this is actually I believe the 50 degree. I will double check. But one of them, I'm actually not, I'll double check because I put it in for both 50s, but I put them in to be designed differently to where one of the 50s is bent up to a 48, and then the other 50 is bent back to a 52. So I think the number is still the same. And then, oh, this is very interesting. So they have grooves all the way up to the toe. So that's very nice as well. So first wedge is out. Looking down at it, I want to say this might be the 52. Yeah, this looks like a 52, but I like the grip. 2 layers of tape feels very good. All right, the next one. All right, so this one went with green because my wife's favorite color is green. So this one also has a 50 on it. I will say that even like with them, I'm hoping that they were bent together to where they needed to be. Because if this is the case, if this, let's see. Yeah, so they are differently bent. So this one is going to be the shorter one. So this one is the 48. The pink one is the 52. Um, I will say one knock so far to Vice. I would have appreciated the actual degree number being put in instead of the 50 just being bent. Having the actual number would have been nice. But if you guys can tell, we got the green ferrule. We have the green coloring here. They did not have a green grip that matched it, so I just went with the gray. But feels very nice. Feels good. Not bad. All right, two wedges in. We have the final two wedges here, which is the 56 and the 60 degree. So 60 degree went full red with this one with the red grip and the red ferrule. And then with the 56, we went with the kind of like aqua blue type thing. So just kind of some customization, different kind of coloring. So again, here's the 60 degree wedge. That's going to be nice. And then we have the blue 56. So for you guys there, those are the wedges. But that's only the beginning. Now we got to get into the irons. Let's see what the main course looks like. So here are the Vice irons. I went with the VGI01 irons because so right now I'm currently like a 12, 11 to 12-ish handicap. From the top tracer technology that we have at the golf range that I work at. I did the top tracer 30, and based off of the few times that I've done it, it says I'm right between 11 and 12 as a handicap. Wanting to improve that, but I feel like I can pretty much consistently hit the ball when I need it to be in the middle. Obviously, we have some missed strikes, so we're trying to improve our game. But one of the things I noticed in my irons was that I felt like some of them were not going the necessary distance that I wanted it to. So I actually had these irons bent primarily a degree, I think a degree and a half stronger, if not a full degree, maybe some two. I can't remember fully, but this box is heavy. Um, so, but again, same design, Wonderkin on the front. And so let's open Pandora's box here. Okay. So all these grips are the same, but all the grips have two layers of tape. We're just going to pull out because obviously all these irons look the same. But I want to pull out one for you guys to see the actual design of what we did. So shaft here, 105 grams weighted. We have the two layers of tape, but we decided to change it up. Instead of going with the traditional chrome irons, we decided to go with the black irons. Not only the black irons, but if you can tell, my favorite color is orange. And so we added in, well, I wanted to add in the orange coloring into the club head. So you have the vise, the lining there, and then even the number 4 has that coloring in it. So very, very pretty golf club. Never had black irons, never even hit black irons before, but I love the way that this just looks. I trust that this is even going to feel very good. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the next video to look kind of down at it. But love these irons. The difficult thing is like obviously I was not able to try these out. What I wanted to do when I went to do my fitting is I asked them prior to, do they have the Vice irons? That initially I was told yes. But once I actually got to where I went to for the club fitting, I asked the guy, he said, hey, what brands were you wanting to try? I explained to him that I really was trying to look at playing Vice irons just because of their cost primarily. But they didn't have it. So we had to kind of see what worked with. But I wanted to take those metrics and take it back to Vice's website to be able to design a club based off of the specs and what we use to find the best fit. So the VGI01 irons, 4 all the way down to pitch and wedge, black heads with the orange coloring in it all the way through. Super excited about these 2 layers of grip, and they look really clean. Oh, you guys obviously can't see it, but they look really clean on the top line. Not a lot of extraness, which my RSI irons have been a little bit more chunky sitting on the back end. So really excited about these, and these are 3-plated forged together pieces. So super excited, and you guys stay tuned for when we take these out, try them out on the golf course. But again, Vice, appreciate you guys very much for making these custom builds for me. all the way from 4 all the way down to 60 degree. Super excited about it. For all my weekend golfers, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Be sure to make sure you're following the podcast. And if by chance you're on Facebook, make sure you join the Facebook group, the Weekend Golfer Clubhouse, for all good content, all things pushed in that place, and also sharing anything about golf, any type of golf places that are good to play, whether they may be high or whether they may be low. So, but appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.